Hello, guys. This is DJ Kruse coming to you live from Ravenna, Nebraska, as we are tracking a pretty prominent severe weather threat today behind and in front of a cold front that is currently moving through the region. We have three storm chasers on the ground from the T.W.I.S.T storm chasing team. They are currently convoying south to Manhattan, Kansas, which will be their current target area. In any second now, we should be getting some live feed from JMO's YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and subscribe to that. It's Heartland Chasing. So we should be getting a live feed from him about any minute now. Um, Other than that, we have cams right now at Northwest Missouri State University in Maryville, Missouri. And then we have a live cam in Manhattan, Kansas. And we also have our radar up in the left-hand corner up here, which we'll be using to track our storms. We will also be having live call-ins, both from JMO, Zach, and Renee, who are part of the T.W.I.S.T storm chasing group. So today's going to be a pretty interesting day, to say the least. This setup, is it's not confusing, but it's complicated, because if we take a look at our radar here, it might be hard for you to see on your screen, but this enhanced risk, it really goes all the way down from about central Iowa all the way down into southern Texas. So, we could see a tornado spawn up, I mean, within a damn near 550-mile bubble, really. So, anything could really happen with this. But all threats are on the table. Many places are under threat right now. But any second now, we should be getting some kind of live feed from JMO. He just crossed into the Kansas border. I do have tracking. I'm just not able to put it on the stream at the moment. But him and the rest of the guys just crossed into Kansas, and they'll be in Manhattan probably within the hour. Other than that, this looks to be a pretty good day. I think Ryan Scholl is setting up in Tecumseh, Nebraska, which I don't think is honestly a bad idea when you consider all of the clearing that's kind of behind this front. Areas like Manhattan and Wichita did see some clearing this morning, so it is going to be somewhat interesting to see how this all plays out, per se. Now, a few hours ago, I would say the HRRR was beginning to kind of show some isolated supercells near the Kansas-Missouri border that, really could be in a primed environment later this afternoon. So we'll kind of have to see how that plays out. But what you have to hope if you want to see any tornadoes today is that the cold front doesn't crash. I think that if you really want to see something today, you're going to be set up in either southeast Nebraska, northeast Kansas, maybe even northwest Missouri. Right now, about an hour ago, last I checked satellite, there was just so much cloud cover over Oklahoma and southeast Kansas. So a lot of that could play into the ongoing convection right now that you see. Um, Other than that, yeah, we're just kind of waiting on JMO's feed to click in any second now. Other than that, the cold front did just pass through Nebraska for the most part. It's still kind of hanging out in the southeast corner. And the temperature drop was pretty crazy. It was, I think, about an hour ago, last I checked, you could almost see on the temperature map. It was 58 degrees in Fremont, and then it was 71 in Wahoo, and then the moment it moved through, everything dropped to the lower 50s. So this is a pretty volatile front that we're seeing right now. But yeah, right now we just kind of have some light showers and storms moving through the Kansas City metro, kind of southeast of Topeka, Kansas. And right behind that is where you're going to have that convection and clearing that could lead to some pretty isolated cells that could gain a lot of traction later on. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to give JMO a call, and we're going to just kind of see where he's at and what his plan is right now. We'll bring him in onto the call, and hopefully he answers, but we'll find out. So just sit tight, and we'll get him on the air. Hi, JMO. We got you on the air right now.
What's up, everybody?
JMO, I just want everybody to know kind of where you're headed right now, what your thoughts are about today, and where your target area is right now. So just kind of give everyone your thoughts and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So we actually just entered Marshall County, Kansas. And our target area right now is the Manhattan, Kansas area. We're going to get down there, pick up a couple people, and we're going to go from there. See what things are looking like exactly. What we do know is the Storm Prediction Center has most of the risk over much of eastern Kansas, upwards into southeastern Nebraska and parts of southwestern Iowa. That's where the majority of threat is going to be. There is a tornado risk a little bit farther to the south too, closer to parts of Oklahoma.
Now, I've noticed that some people, just on social media particularly, they kind of like the southwest Iowa and southeast Nebraska route. Any possibility that you guys make your way up there depending on how things go today?
That's something that's definitely in consideration. I think we're going to probably be chasing these storms northeast as they move. So we could definitely end up somewhere in that, southwestern Iowa, southeastern Nebraska range for sure.
Sure. Well, yeah, we appreciate you calling in. We'll definitely give you a call back when things kind of start to get going here. We only have 2 viewers in the chat right now, but we'll kind of hope that keeps going up. So thanks for calling in, bud.
Yeah, of course, TJ. See you later.
See you later. So, guys, that was JMO. He should be live any second now with his feed. Obviously, he's in a pretty poor reception area, so there could be a part to play in that, of course. But any second now, we should be able to hear from him. And and like he was saying, the way these storms are going, I mean, a lot of models have them going in kind of a northeastern track. Depending on how much traction they can gain as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. I mean, if we have some isolated cells that are heading up towards Maryville, Missouri, for example, and there's nothing behind them or in front of them, I mean, that's a situation where those cells could get really intense. So I expect him and the rest of the convoy to move kind of in a northeastern track, maybe back towards Nebraska or Iowa as we head into the evening hours. Now, as you can see, just on a broader scale, looking at the nation, we have an enhanced risk that's been set up. Like I said earlier, Lincoln and Omaha were just kind of added to that earlier this morning. That threat extends all the way down almost to Dallas. I mean, this is a very broad area we're talking about. So southeastern Nebraska, southwest Iowa, the western half maybe of Missouri, the eastern half of Kansas, the eastern half of Oklahoma, and then a little portion right here of northwest Arkansas where they could definitely see some action as we head into the evening hours. Now, like I said, a lot of this really depends on if the front crashes. A lot of this really depends on because, I mean, right now the convection looks good, but, I mean, anything can change. So we'll just have to kind of keep a close eye on this. Now, our slight risk, I mean, this is pretty insane. I mean, this stretches all the way from almost Odessa, Texas, all the way up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I mean, that's almost a 1,000-mile stretch that we're talking about. So, again, a lot of people today are under the gun for possible severe weather, but I think right now, this is the main area that we're worried about when it comes to any possible tornado activity. Now, it's a pretty broad circle. Let me redraw that. Probably, man, I cannot draw. Right about here is probably where we're going to be looking for the big stuff, the tornadoes, the stuff that goes on the ground. I think places like Kansas City, St. Joseph, Falls City, Nebraska, Auburn, Nebraska, Shenandoah, Iowa, Red Oak, Iowa, Essex, Iowa. We remember that from last year. I mean, all of these areas are going to be under threat today. So much of the Missouri River Basin, at least in southeast and southwest Iowa, could definitely see some action today. Bellevue, Plattsmouth, Nebraska City, Auburn, Falls City, Marysville, Kansas, all of these places are going to see something today, I think, whether it's just severe storms or tornadoes or large hail, damaging winds. But this is kind of one of those early spring setups where it's it's kind of a toss up, so we'll kind of have to figure out what happens. Now, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring Zach on, and we're going to get his view on what's going on today. He is heading south right now on I-29 towards the Missouri border. So I'm going to go on mute for a second, and then we will bring him on the phone. All right, guys. We have Jacob on today who is joining T.W.I.S.T with us. Jacob, could you just give us an idea of where you're at right now, where you're headed, and where your thoughts are today for today's threat?
All right. Well, I don't know my current location. We are on our way to Manhattan, Kansas, and I just called ahead to the Kansas City airport to check their METAR TAF weather briefing. We're looking good today. Wind shear is having fun today. They're bringing most small airplane flights out and into that airport. So hopefully that means that we should have some good instability to work with. And I'm looking really optimistic towards this stuff. I can't wait.
Good. Now, one thing, I had JMO on the stream just a few minutes ago when he called in, and one of the questions I asked him is, it seems like if any isolated supercells gain some traction, they're definitely going to move fast in a kind of like a northeastern direction. So there's a real possibility that you guys could really end back up in either Iowa or Nebraska. Is that possible today, you think?
I think there's a legitimate opportunity for it, absolutely. If there's a stray cell, I think it could absolutely go northeast, and we could end up back in Iowa or Nebraska.
Yeah. And the wind shear was a really good point you brought up, because the wind shear does look really good today. I think a lot of the confusion in the forecasting right now is the cloud cover that we kind of have behind this front, and the convection also behind this front is kind of a teeter-totter. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this plays out today. But hey, we really appreciate you having you on, and we'll call you back later today, okay? I think we might have lost Jacob. I think we lost Jacob, y'all. Yep, we lost Jacob, but that's okay. We lost Jacob. We'll give him a call back later. But yeah, he's heading down to Manhattan, Kansas. It's kind of a poor reception area between Lincoln and Manhattan. Obviously, like you heard, though, I don't know if you heard, but he was talking about that wind shear, and the wind shear does look pretty good today. If anything tries to spiral up. Now, let's head back to the forecast map here. Obviously, marginal risk. I mean, we're talking. I mean, the Great Lakes region up here in Michigan, all the way down to Southwest Texas. So, I mean, again, marginal risk, but I mean, this is a very broad area of storms we are talking about. Now, Right behind, so I mean, if we zoom into Nebraska and Kansas here, this is about where our front is coming through. And right behind over here is where we're going to have our snow. Now, forecasts over here are talking about maybe, I don't know, 1 to 3 inches, 1 to 4 inches of snow. There are some winter weather advisories that are in effect for the Nebraska Panhandle and into Wyoming and portions of western South Dakota. I don't expect anything major behind that storm system, but I think in front of this storm system is where things could really play out because of all the clearing and all the convection that could come into this. Like he said, the wind shear is looking really good. So this could really go either way. Really could go either way. I'm going to bring on our last person that we have for our call-ins today. Zach has just joined the T.W.I.S.T storm chasing team. He is from the Western Iowa area, so I'm going to go on mute real quick and see if we can bring him on the air, and then I will come back on if he comes on. Okay, guys. So thank you for being patient. So Zach is not able to call in right now. He's not exactly in the safest situation. He's kind of on the interstate, I guess, which totally fine. Safety first. I don't want him on his phone and distracted. Getting hurt, getting in an accident. We don't want that. So we'll actually. He just texted me and said he can come on, but let me see if we can get him on the air real quick. Hi, Zach. You're live on the air right now. Do you want to give everybody your thoughts on today and where you're headed, what your target area is, and if you have any other thoughts about today?
Well, Right now, heading through Council Bluffs area. We're heading south to about Nebraska City. It's where my target's going to be, around there. And if at anything, if the sun breaks through here, it could really make the atmosphere pretty unstable and hopefully see a tornado or two. But as of right now, we're just moving along, and we'll see how things go for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I do see that Renee just joined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go, and we'll give you a call back later when things kind of get crazy. But we appreciate you calling in and everything, and drive safe, okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Alrighty, bye-bye, bud. And guys, now we do have Renee Armour on the stream. She is in the car with JMO, our lead convoy car. Renee, could you just give us your thoughts about today and what you're hoping to see and where you're headed and where you're going?
We just pulled off the road about, 30 minutes from Manhattan. There was a car behind us that was going pretty fast. But yeah, we're headed there hoping to see some tornadoes. We're waiting for the SPC to update just so we can get our final destination for the day. But yeah, pretty much still headed to Manhattan. Pretty excited about today, especially with it being our first storm chase back all together. Happy to be with TMV. Yeah.
Now, so TMV is convoying with you guys, is that right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so how many cars are in the convoy right now?
Right now, we've got 4 cars.
4 cars. That's okay. So it's only one of you guys from T.W.I.S.T, correct?
Yeah, 1 car from T.W.I.S.T.
Okay.
Though we do have someone in our group who did join the group chat recently. Looks like we have a 5th car joining us, who's also a storm chaser. No idea who that is, but I'll figure it out at some point once I get out of the car.
So I don't know if you overheard, but Zach said he was, I think he's meeting you guys somewhere in Kansas. I don't know what's going on, but he's headed south towards Nebraska City right now. So, I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool if we get everyone together in one spot, of course. But
yeah,
I appreciate the update and everything. We'll give you a call later when things kind of get developing, okay?
Yeah, of course.
All righty, well, we'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, so guys, that was Renee Armour. She is with JMO right now in the white truck that you see on your screen there. So I understand that on the screen it says he's supposed to start his stream at 1 o'clock. So I actually just was told that they're going to wait until they get to Manhattan, Kansas to stream. So it might be a while before we actually get to see his feed, but we will eventually. Now, she is correct, though. Here pretty soon, the Storm Prediction Center will put out their final update, and it looks like they'll kind of materialize where they're going and everything. So right now, they are probably somewhere over here. And as you can see, you know, all of this clearing. So things could get very interesting today. But I mean, looking at the webcam in Manhattan right now, I mean, it's very, very cloudy. So, but when we look at Maryville, it's a little more clear. So we'll kind of have to see how things play out today. But right now we have 3 people in the live stream. That's great. I mean, better than 0. So thank you all for who's watching today. We really appreciate having you and everything. We're hoping to see some tornadoes today. I think that'd be pretty cool for the first stream. But just a little bit about myself. My name is DJ Kruse. I've been a member of T.W.I.S.T now for the past year. Now, on a typical chase day, I'm heading out with these guys and I'm streaming on my X account. But unfortunately, things did not pan out for me today, which is totally fine. And I said, well, I want to contribute to the team somehow. And I said, what if we did a live stream? That I think that'd be pretty cool. So I appreciate everyone that's joining right now. Say hi in the chat and everything. We'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts for today. Now, something I just wanted to point out really quick. A specific area here kind of this east central-ish part of Kansas. I'm very interested to see what kind of happens there today because, I mean, with how this front is playing out, you could see cells pop up here and here and here. You could see them go that way, so it really, really everything's on the table here for today's threat. We'll really have to kind of see how things play out. For right now, I'm just watching some showers kind of move through the Kansas City metro. I mean, they're kind of moving at a slower pace, but I'm kind of interested to see what happens after these move through, whether we get some clearing. But I'm excited for today. I'm really excited. But yeah, I'm going to kind of get things set up here. I'm going to just go on mute for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come right back and we'll go over more today of what we're expecting. Thank you. Hey guys, I'm back right now. I just wanted to make sure everything was set up correctly. But something really interesting I saw from Ryan Hall's Y'all bot. Okay, awesome guy. We love Ryan Hall. Over 29 million people, and I am quoting what the Y'all bot is saying, but over 29 million people across the central and southern plains face a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for severe storms today. It's a lot of people. I think the two main areas, though, right now that I'm really looking at besides my own area, because, our Twist storm chasing team is pretty regional, like Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri. Those are our main areas we like to chase in. So these are kind of the main areas, though, today that I think a lot of chasers and people are going to be watching today. I think that if a strong, how do I say this? If a supercell somewhere in the first circle, so kind of over Omaha, Lincoln, and circled in Maryville, if a cell can get going in that first circle above, there could be an intense tornado threat. If it can get rooted and rotating, it could produce something pretty significant. But I think some people right now have a greater confidence in this area right now of the risk. So I'm talking eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, southwest Missouri. I think that's definitely an area where there's a greater confidence in some bigger tornadoes, a few of which could be like EF3 plus maybe even. So again, though, it really depends on how this front plays out. But yesterday we had a very large wedge tornado just outside of I think that you say at Clio Springs, Oklahoma. Unfortunately, this tornado killed a mother and daughter. And very sad, very, very sad. I mean, if you go on X, you can see a screenshot of the News 9 chopper going over a absolutely unrecognizable car. So it was a very, very intense tornado. Ping pong ball sized hail. Um, I mean, again, just a very sad, dangerous situation that occurred, unfortunately. Um, Again, and I also just wanted to mention, when I was taking a look at some of these models, um, the Dallas Fort Worth metro area could definitely see something, and that depends if cells can really sustain themselves, because it's not in as great of an area to have those rotating cells. But if those cells do get going, you could see like some pretty strong tornadoes in this region right here. Um, the sonographs look good. Everything looks good. But again, you got to have this play out the right way. Yeah, just a very, very terrible situation that occurred last night in Oklahoma. I mean, just very sad. So my thoughts and prayers are with the family of that mother and daughter that passed. I mean, can't imagine how terrifying that must be. And this tornado will definitely be at least an EF3, I think, with the damage it caused and everything involved. Because I mean, it was just it was very big. It was terrible. But going back to kind of our area that we're watching, because we got our chasers right in this area of Kansas. Our front has basically already passed through Lincoln and Omaha. So I mean, the severe threat this heading out this way, I mean, it's practically zero. I mean, it's practically zero at this point. But this area right here, we are still watching that area. That is still a very high risk for severe weather with how the atmosphere is. I mean, if you even look at the Omaha radar right now, I mean, let's loop it really quick. I mean, you can kind of see where this front is at, and then you can also kind of see there are some cells that are trying to pop up near Pawnee City and kind of that area. So it's, I mean, again, it's the threat is there. It's just, can these cells get going? And I'm going to feel pretty bad for this team that took time out of their day to go to Kansas and see this, but I've been a part of a bus before, and it happens. So, but again, that this main area I'm zoomed in on is what we're watching right now. But I mean, I'm looking at. I mean, I know this front has moved through Lincoln because I'm looking at temperature records from the Lincoln Airport. It was 72 degrees at about 12 o'clock, and then just an hour later, we're down to 57 degrees. But I mean, the humidity. I mean, look, you look at the humidity. I mean, the humidity's there. I mean, if we see a tornado today, I mean, there could be a lot of rain around it. It really could be. Now, and sorry, I'm just kind of running through my list here of areas to watch. But I think one area also to watch, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, was maybe this area right here. And this is where our target area is. But I mean, northwest ish Kansas, central Kansas, really could go crazy later today. I think the chasers that we have on right now, I think they're in a prime spot to see something, but they're going to probably have to move northeast back into Nebraska. Um, I think we could have a multi state kind of ordeal today. We really could. But again, thank you for joining. For everyone who has joined or is watching right now, really appreciate you having. I'm sorry, I cannot speak today. I really appreciate you watching, not having you on. That's for my call-ins. I'm sorry. I really appreciate everyone that is watching right now. We have about 3 viewers watching, so thank you so much. But again, just to go over it, we have a camera at Northwest Missouri State in Maryville right now. It looks like things are clearing up a little bit there. I mean, the sky was a lot darker earlier when I was getting the stream set up. And then Manhattan, Kansas looks about the same right now. But that's where our guys are headed right now. I expect them to kind of move northeast, like I said. They should be in Manhattan, Kansas, hopefully within the hour, and then we could hopefully get some feed from JMO off of his channel, and hopefully then and there we can start to find out a little more about what's going on the ground there. So when we open up our tracker, though, they are not too far from Manhattan, Kansas, actually. They are just outside Riley, which is north of Manhattan, Kansas, so they'll be there any second now. But hopefully we'll get a call from them as they approach Manhattan. But right now it's just a waiting game, y'all. We're just kind of waiting and seeing what's going on, and just watching radar very closely. Hey, but I made sure I'm here for the long haul, y'all, because I made sure to get my water. I made sure to get my bathroom break in and my meals in and everything. So we're here for the long haul. We're ready to see what happens today. We are. This could be a big day for sure for first chase of the year for this team. So. But looking at our tracking map right now, which again, I apologize, I cannot show on the stream. Unfortunately, I was having trouble getting that figured out. But just looking right now at our map, we have Zach, who called in earlier. He's pretty close to Nebraska City right now. So he's heading south towards St. Joseph. Renee and JMO, who also called in earlier, as well as Jacob, they are about to get on a final approach to Manhattan. So everybody's on the move right now and ready to roll. We have been live for 40 minutes already almost. That's crazy enough. But you see here, and I want to point this out really quick. Some of these you kind of see this right here, and maybe a little bit of that right there. That's kind of what we're watching today. We're kind of watching to see, will any of these cells behind this front give us any problems? Because again, this area right here, we're watching for anything that spins, and we're moving that way. I think that's why we have a lot of chasers headed to southwest Iowa and southeast Nebraska today. Could be a prime area. Now, guys, something really important, though, that I did forget to mention. I'm just kind of going down my list right now of things that I wanted to tell everybody about on my stream. When we look at the Storm Prediction Center and we kind of look at how they're handling all of this, I mean, we have a tornado risk, right? So southeast Nebraska, southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri, northeast Kansas, they're in that 5% hatched risk. So we could see an intense tornado within 25 miles of any given point there. Really, we could. And then when it comes to our wind risk, that wind risk is really centered in that southeast Nebraska, southwest Iowa, northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri area. That's where we could really see some damaging winds of up to 80 miles an hour, maybe even more, depending on how things go today. Now, when it comes to hail, again, I would say there's a pretty significant risk for hail. Southwest Iowa, southeast Nebraska, northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. Again, they could see some very large hail today. Everything is set up for it. And even areas like Lincoln and Omaha, like if they see storms today, their tornado risk might be practically zero, but their hail risk is still going to be pretty prominent, if anything. But again, a lot of cities under the gun. Tulsa, Oklahoma, you're at risk. Joplin, you're at risk. Fort Smith, Arkansas, Kansas City, Leavenworth, Kansas, Manhattan, Essex, Iowa. I mean, again, a lot of these areas, if you live in these areas, you're no stranger to these kinds of things. So make sure you have a plan today, because weather can really change at any given moment's notice. It really can. So I just hope that everybody that is watching has some kind of backup plan today for their emergency plans. And for God's sake, guys, I mean, if you are driving and you're in a tornado warning and you don't want to drive, well, you shouldn't be, but if you don't want to drive, do not park under the overpass. It's really dangerous. Either pull over and lie flat in a ditch with your head over your hands, or find a sturdy building nearby, park or pull over safely, and get in that building. Because I promise you, as someone who has storm chased and has unfortunately gotten caught in tornadoes in their car, you do not want to be in your car during a tornado. It's very dangerous. It is a death trap. You will get flung and you will die. That might sound extreme and hard, but it's just the truth. But I think the I-29 corridor and the I-49 corridor is an area we're going to be watching today. So, I mean, I'm talking, this area all the way to down here. That's kind of an area for sure we're going to be watching. But right now, we just kind of have some showers that are moving through the Kansas City metro. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. I mean, I'm looking over here and I'm kind of seeing some interesting kind of little cells that are kind of popping up here behind this. Whoopsies. That's where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm seeing some cells pop up right now if we can get my radar back. Right here, right here. I mean, these are some areas to definitely watch as we head into this afternoon and evening. But yeah, guys, we're hanging out. We're waiting. So, but yeah, guys, I'm going to take a minute to get some water, take a bathroom break. I'll be back here in just a minute, and then we will go over other news and events today, and then we will just wait it out and see what kind of pops up on radar. So sit tight. Yeah, guys, I just actually wanted to pop in really quick. So Killian H., who's also a member of our T.W.I.S.T Storm Chasing group, He brought up a really good point and said that we do have kind of some cells popping up here. Manicato, Kansas, Atchison, Kansas. We do see some cells kind of starting to pop up there. Now, according to the National Weather Service in Omaha, what their timing of these severe storms are about from 2 to 6 p.m., with that peak being maybe around 4 to 5 p.m., where we could really start to see things ramp up. And then that tornado threat will kind of gradually decrease as we head into after sunset. So probably that 6 to 7 p.m. And I'd say around maybe 8 or 9, at least in this area, our tornado threat in general should be about done. But we have one viewer right now, so thank you to the one person who is watching. Happy to be here. But yeah, JMO should be back any second now with his feed. And we'll probably give somebody a call here soon. But yeah, looking at our Storm Chaser tracker right now, it seems to me that everybody, for the most part, has arrived in Manhattan. Things are looking pretty cloudy there. I mean, just looking at our webcam right now, I mean, very cloudy and dreary. Same with Maryville. I thought maybe earlier we had a little bit of clearing there, but as you can see on our radar, I mean, we have some cells starting to pop up here. This one will definitely head northeast towards maybe Beatrice or Wilbur or Lincoln. And then we also have some cells kind of developing right over here by Atchison and St. Joseph. But I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know that they can call whenever they are ready to roll. Man, I'm in it for the long haul, though. Like I said. But I just got a text from Renee, and they are watching these cells right now, kind of close to the Nebraska-Kansas border, and then also over here by the Kansas-Missouri border, just south of St. Joseph. So we are just kind of hanging out and seeing what happens here. Yeah, I just wanted to pop in real quick and say that I just got a picture of the sun popping out as Zach is headed south on I-29. So we're kind of talking that Nebraska City area where we're starting to see some clearing. I wish I could show that on my stream, but things are kind of set up weird. This is my first one. I got some quirks to figure out. But we should receive a call around 2 when the new SPC comes out. But that tells me right there that the atmosphere has a lot of energy and it's pretty unstable. So, yep, here in about 9 minutes, we will have a new update from the Storm Prediction Center. So we are just kind of waiting on that right now. We have our chasers in Manhattan, Kansas. Everybody's getting set up there, ready to chase. It's going to be a good day today. It's going to be a good day, I think. Let's see what this is right here. Is that just someone? Yep, they're just testing their MP. Okay. That's what I figured. Pretty quiet right now. Pretty quiet. But we got Zach in Nebraska City right now. Ren and J-Mo in Manhattan. Jacob in Manhattan. So everybody right now is in Manhattan. Everybody's in Manhattan right now. Yeah, guys, I have to be honest. The waiting game really sucks. Really sucks. But I do think the area bordering Kansas and Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, like this area right here, I think that's going to go big today. I really do. Because I think if we can get something to sprawl up and go this way, I think that where we could see some really good action there today. It's a very gloomy day here, though, in Ravenna. It's very gloomy, very cold, very humid. It's not. It's very depressing outside. Here in the next 5 minutes, we will have our new Storm Prediction Center update. So any minute now, we will get that. It's just a sucky waiting game right now. Obviously, though, I mean, if we look here, we do have kind of a cell that's trying to get going here in near Jewel, Kansas. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but to me it looks like Jewel, Kansas. But we do kind of see something trying to get going there, and that's kind of right behind our enhanced risk here. I mean, this is kind of an area again that I was mentioning that we could see something, but I'm not feeling super duper confident. Again, this area right here, I'm feeling a lot more confident in, but I think generally speaking on a national scale, I think forecasters like this area a little bit better. But and everybody's testing their pings. So Red Oak, Lincoln, everybody's testing their pings. I did see somebody mentioned, I can't remember who it was, but Somebody on Twitter mentioned QLCS tornadoes in Iowa today. I could see that happening. And as someone who has been in the line of fire in Iowa, do not underestimate Iowa because they will surprise you. Iowa will surprise you. But I mean, we could basically see a severe weather outbreak from Milwaukee to Dallas practically. I mean, this whole area right here, we could see an entire outbreak, just a big swath of storms, really. Very quiet right now. So I think I'm gonna go take another bathroom break. You know, make sure my bathroom breaks are in, make sure my stretches and my steps are in, and I'll come back here in a few minutes and we'll go over the new Storm Prediction Center update. So just hang tight, guys. All right, guys, I am back. So something I just wanted to point out really quick. So we have this cell that kind of just spiraled up out of northern Kansas that's actually headed into Nebraska right now. This cell kind of just spiraled up kind of south of Jewel and it's moving in a northeasterly direction. This cell could just sweep past Lincoln if it stays together. Um, just kind of looking at it right now, it's a little bit disorganized, but there's definitely something there. I just don't think it's quite in the right environment at the moment. Um, Obviously, if it was a little farther to the east, then maybe we'd be talking. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that cell and kind of see what happens. Now, look, switching over to our Topeka radar, I do see this over here. I'm not quite sure if this is just radar interference, but there are some cells over here popping up just east of Holton, Kansas, which was where I had my first ever chase actually a couple years ago. But this is moving in a northeasterly direction towards the St. Joseph area. So that's something else we'll kind of keep an eye on. But right now, we're kind of keeping an eye on these cells right now. And we'll kind of just see what happens with those. If you guys just want to give me a minute, I'm going to see if we can get an update from Ren in Manhattan, and then we will come right back. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being patient. We have Zach on the phone right now. He is just on the Nebraska-Iowa border in Nebraska City. Zach, could you give us an idea of what the atmosphere is like there right now?
Really good clearing here in Nebraska City. We got a lot of sun. It's starting to warm up here. The wind's definitely blowing from the south here, and the clouds are parting ways right now. I'm down here at Phillips 66 down here in Nebraska. We partnered up with a couple other chasers here down with Midwest Weather. He says to be around this area is where it's supposed to really spark up here in the next few hours. So
I'm
we're doing good down here.
the radar right now, and I'm actually noticing that there are a few cells popping up kind of on the Nebraska-Kansas border that are actually moving northeast towards Lincoln. As you heard in our conversation with Ren, but we weren't on the air, they're kind of considering maybe backtracking west. But yeah, good luck today and everything, and please be safe, okay?
Yep, will do.
All right, we'll hear from you later.
All right. Okay.
All right, so that was Zach with Twist. He is in Nebraska City right now. So it looks like the convoy has kind of decided to split up a little bit. So we have Ren and JMO and Jacob in Manhattan, and then we have Zach in Nebraska City right now, where he says it's just clearing and blue skies as he sees it. But when we switch over to the Hastings radar, we do kind of have this like little baby cell right here, just southwest of Hickman, and then just kind of looking over here at the border, we have this over here as well, which hasn't really seemed to materialize that much. Again, it's not quite in the right environment, but I do think if that came up over here, then maybe we'd be talking. But we'll have to keep an eye on things here and see how this goes. And also, I forgot to mention, there is a new mesoscale discussion. Okay, there is a new mesoscale discussion that did actually pop up on my feed a little bit ago from the Storm Prediction Center. Okay, so their area of interest right now. So this is kind of at this point where our front is. This is very, very rough estimation, but this area right here is what they're watching for mesoscale discussion. They are saying that the severe threat will increase through the afternoon and a watch will likely be needed. So again, that area right now is a really big area of interest for tornado developments. Their probability of watch issuance at the moment is about 80%. They're monitoring for severe potential this afternoon, but the initial threat should be large hail and damaging winds. But the tornado threat will kind of gradually increase. So it's very likely that they'll issue this watch. I think it's very warranted. The atmosphere is really starting to open up, especially in this region. So we will definitely see how this materializes as we head into the afternoon hours. But yeah, guys, we're kind of just hanging out right now, seeing how things go. I'm kind of watching this little cell right now that's gonna probably move through Southeast Lincoln. It's pretty small in nature, but this could be something. But I doubt that it's going to bring any kind of tornado threat, especially considering that it's um, that front has already passed through that area for the most part. We could see some hail, small hail. I do want to say though, there is a 10% tornado hatch risk right here, right in that area. Um, so this is beginning to develop into a more of a volatile situation. Um, Obviously, that area is kind of where the atmosphere is opening up. So I'm very, very intrigued by that area right now. But I mean, yeah, Storm Prediction Center did put out that mesoscale discussion. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if within the next 1 to 2 hours they do issue some kind of tornado watch. But again, if you are in Kansas City, if you are in Omaha, Tulsa, um, those areas, be on the lookout today. Um, that 10% tornado hatch risk that they just put out. Kansas City, Topeka, Independence, Missouri, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Those are definitely areas to watch today as we head into the afternoon and evening hours because again, this atmosphere is really starting to open up. If we see anything start to materialize and head this way, we could we could really see something pop up there. And I'm watching the cell over here in Atchison, Kansas, and I'm like, well, maybe I don't know. Now, another area of concern that is also in the tornado risk right now is this eastern Oklahoma into northwest kind of Arkansas region. And see, we already have some cells popping up here um, as we speak. But this main area right here is kind of what we're watching, where we have our biggest risk right now. Um, but I mean, as you can see, we already kind of have some cells starting to pop up here in eastern Oklahoma and head northeast. Again, and then southwest Missouri. That's definitely an area to watch today as well. Um, Models do kind of have those storms, everything moving in a northeasterly direction. But we're just hanging out right now. Three viewers in the chat. Yeah, everybody right now is just kind of hanging out in Manhattan. Yeah, it's been a pretty quiet winter. And that's something I was thinking about, at least in my area of Nebraska. So I'm kind of talking like right here. I mean, it's been a pretty quiet winter. It really has been. I mean, we have really not gotten anything, significant snow wise. I think at most during one storm we got maybe 6 inches and that was it. So we haven't really gotten anything significant to be honest. But I'm really watching this area right now. Really watching that area. There's our mesoscale discussion that they have up right now. If we can get that pulled up real quick. So, we're talking, central northeast Kansas, southeast Nebraska, southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri. 80% chance. Watch likely. I mean, again, lots of energy in the atmosphere. I think there's still some uncertainty on how long these cells can stay together. I think that's kind of what I was talking about earlier is can these cells stay together? Because if they can stay together, then we have a pretty significant tornado risk on our hands today. I think the timing of thunderstorm development and maturation remains uncertain for the most part right now, like the Storm Prediction Center said. But I think a watch is definitely warranted with how unstable the atmosphere is, because I mean, once those storms get firing, I mean, it could be a handful for sure. But right now, I do see this little cell right just south of Lincoln, really, and I mean that's a pretty interesting cell. That looks like it's going northeast, but that's headed away from our risk area. We're just kind of waiting right now to see if anything spawns up, particularly over here is where we're watching right now. I just wanted to pop in here real quick. So I was just taking a look at the discussion on the mesoscale discussion they issued a little bit ago. I think something that they really pointed out is the environment will really favor discrete supercells. So really what we're watching for here is if a supercell can get going, how intense is it going to get? Because, I mean, again, like I said earlier, this area right here, high concern. And I think with that being said, they're like, well, if a cell gets going there, and which it very well could, we could be looking at a pretty significant tornado threat. Obviously, the timing's uncertain. That's the main problem. They said that the most probable peak tornado intensity 100 to 130 miles an hour. Like I said earlier, peak wind gusts could reach 80. But I mean, we could see some significant hail, 2.5 inches to be exact, is possible. So again, this really could go either way. Guys, I just wanted to pop in really quick and say that the governor of Missouri has issued a state of emergency for today's expected severe weather events. So things could get very interesting with Missouri for sure. I think that I can see why they issued it. It kind of surprises me, honestly, but better safe than sorry. So I just wanted to pop in and let everybody know that, but we will be back momentarily once storms start firing off. Okay, guys, welcome back to the stream. I decided to end it for the next last couple of hours, just to kind of let storms firing off because I was just kind of sitting here like a duck. But we actually do have some action right now. Right after we got off the air, they issued a tornado watch that goes up into about west central Iowa down into central Kansas. So that does include the area of concern we were talking about. Right about here is where we were talking about. Now, we're gonna have to make some calls here and kind of figure out where everybody's at right now, and kind of what their game plan is, what they're thinking. Looking at our storm chaser track right now, it looks like that JMO and Ren are heading west on Kansas State Highway 16 west of Holton, so they are westbound. Zach is headed southbound towards St. Joseph, Missouri. Jacob is just north of Topeka. So everybody's kind of moving around now. Things are kind of changing rapidly. As you can see right here, we already kind of have a little cell popping up. They issued a special weather statement for. That seems to be materializing quickly. Now, I don't think that cell, I don't know if that'll amount to anything. I don't think it's in the right environment. But I am paying close attention for a QLCS event, maybe as they get close, these cells get closer over here towards Junction City, Manhattan, Salina, McPherson, Kansas, all of those areas in Kansas. I'm also watching this area right here as we head into Iowa and Missouri. So again, there's a lot of areas here to watch as we head into this threat. I mean, the environment is very much primed right now for a threat. Now, while we were gone, we actually had a PDS tornado warning in South Michigan. And this, I believe this was in Three Rivers, Michigan. Okay. And the high school there was hit. And they just issued, I think, a new tornado warning in southeast Michigan. This storm is just east of Jonesville, and this is a radar indicated threat for Hillsdale County in southeastern Michigan. So there is some action going on in Michigan that I actually kind of overlooked and I wasn't expecting today. Looks like there's a couple tornado reports on the map there. Now, going back to our main area here, over in Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri, we are just waiting to see kind of what pops up here. I'm At first I was losing a little bit of confidence in where these storms are going, but then I was like, okay, maybe we need to head back on the air. So yeah, I'm gonna make some calls. We're gonna get some call-ins. We're gonna kind of see what everybody's opinion is. Just kind of looking at the live cams right now. I mean, Manhattan, Kansas, you could see something there any moment. You could see there's a little bit of clearing right there. Maryville, kind of quiet, kind of just chilling out right now. Very cloudy still. Maryville is in the tornado watch. Manhattan is in the tornado watch. We just got to be patient, I think, right now, y'all. I think that's just all we can do. So let me get someone on the phone and see what I can make happen. All right, guys, I have Ren. She is heading west right now towards Fairmont, Kansas. Excuse me. Yeah, Frankfort, Kansas. So I'm going to bring her on the phone real quick, and we're going to get a little update from her about what's going on. Ren, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, so right now we're heading towards, where are we going? Frankfurt. We've been to too many places with F's today. We're trying to hit that line of storms, hoping they do something by the time that we get there. Currently, where we are at, which I am not quite sure, our service is very spotty. We are somewhere near McFarland, Kansas, where we are at right now. It is pretty much raining out. So there's no sunshine, nothing here that we need for these storms to actually do something. I'm sure the one close to Fairbury, Nebraska is probably doing something, or still has that special weather statement, but I'm not quite sure. I can't see that on radar scope, sadly. But yeah, we're just kind of hoping this does something before it turns dark out.
Yeah, and that cell you mentioned near Fairbury and Hebron, it's like materializing, but it's, I don't think it's going to be able to do anything. Now, it is heading in to Lincoln, which is under a tornado watch, which I think more than anything they added Lincoln as a precaution. I don't know if anything will actually materialize because that front has already moved through. And once that front has moved through, tornado threat's basically zero.
Yes.
Now, I think if you guys are going to see anything, I think the bad news for y'all is with your luck, it's going to be at night. And it's going to be somewhere east of Manhattan or northeast of Manhattan because your prime environment is going to be, Nebraska City, Auburn, Falls City, Maryville, Savannah, Missouri area because it's, last I talked to Zach, clear over there. I think I'm going to try to give him a call and see if he can give us a little update on what's going on. But yeah, you and JMO drive safe and hopefully something spawns up soon. So.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. No night threats, hopefully.
Yeah, I was hoping so. Yeah, I was hoping so too. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. Just drive safe, okay?
Of course. See you later.
All right, that was Ren from the lead convoy truck. So obviously kind of a bit disappointing, I guess, if you were chasing and not wanting to chase at night, because I think this is starting to become more of a night threat. And I think on top of that, with how these storms are how slow they're moving and how we're not really getting any genesis, it's just nothing is really coming to fruition like you hoped it would. Now, of course, there's always that possibility. I mean, like, we are getting a little bit of a cell over here in Fairbury that, I mean, could amount to something, but otherwise it's, it's not really coming to much. But I mean, that cell is kind of hooking a little bit there, but like I said, it's not going into the most stable, or excuse me, the most unstable environment you'd want to actually see any kind of tornado development. So, guys, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to make a couple more calls. I think we're going to try to get Zach back on here. We'll check our little tracker. We'll see where he's at. Last I checked, I think he had just crossed the border into Missouri from either Auburn or Falls City. So we'll kind of see where he's headed, and we'll get a little update from him. So just hang tight. All right, guys, we have Jacob here. He is also in north central Kansas right now. Jacob, could you please let the viewers know kind of what's going on right now?
Absolutely. So we are currently making our way over to Frankfort, Kansas. We're going to kind of set up over there. Right now, we're just driving through a whole lot of cloud, and there's quite a bit of rain coming down on us. So far, from what I've seen and the resources I have, there's a clearing ahead of the line of storms. So we should have an opening where we can see some good structures, potentially a couple of tornadoes. We're not ruling out QLCSs yet, just because, QLCSs. But the risk of tornadoes is also really high as well. We're just kind of keeping everything in the playing field. Hopefully, we do get a couple of tornadoes. I'm getting an update from my resource as well. If a storm pops off, then all of the ingredients should do the rest. Yeah. So if one storm decides to take advantage of all of the energy and moisture in the atmosphere, we could have a really nasty tornado on our hands, and I can't wait. We just got to get over there.
Yeah, it seems like right now it's kind of just like a waiting game, unfortunately. I think nothing west of this materialized like everyone thought it would, so everyone's trying to haul ass to the east and try to catch something last minute before the sun goes down, because unfortunately to me, and this is something I mentioned with Red, it looks like we might be facing more of a nighttime threat now, which it makes it even a more dangerous situation, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I've done night chasing once or twice, and I would not recommend it. You're blind the entire time unless there's lightning, and even then, you only get a fraction of a second. You can't tell the direction of anything, and you lose all of your ability to make smart decisions in that time frame. So I have a standard rule where if it's at night, just go home.
Yeah.
Never gamble with your life.
I think that's great advice. Well, Jacob, thank you so much. I think I'm going to bring on Zach because last I saw, he just crossed the border back into Missouri. So I'm going to get a little update from him and see what things are looking like, because last I talked to him, there was quite a bit of clearing in Nebraska City. So thank you so much, and we'll hear back from you later today if needed, okay?
Absolutely. Hey, tell Zach good luck with his chase, all right?
Will
Have
do.
a wonderful day today.
Will do. Thank you. All right, Zach, you're live on the air right now. Do you want to just give everyone a rundown of where you're at, where you're headed, and what you're seeing right now?
Yeah, well, we're down. Well, currently my location is down here at Mountain City, Missouri. We crossed the border from Nebraska into here. We're planning to go north a little bit. We saw there were some storms there starting by Nebraska City. The clouds have really taken over this, so the clearing kind of went away. So other than that, I'm not sure where else we could head.
Well, our plan was to go east to 35 and then go north.
So east to 35.
I'm not sure if you want to go or not, but that's a plan. And then go to Des Moines and go east. We're not gonna
Too much time.
I know that you live further west, but we both live further east, so
yeah,
we're gonna follow it then. But
okay.
It's 2 hours to from here.
But so anyway, we're down here in Kansas or Missouri yet, so we're kind of working our way up the 29. I think I might split off from these guys here. So I'm gonna probably head back towards Nebraska City area and see where we can get a second round of storms.
So 5 o'clock already. There's nothing going on down here.
Yeah, it's kind of diminished down here a lot. So that's the update from down here. So
alrighty. Well, yeah, thank you so much. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not really materializing the way anybody hoped it would. I mean, if there was a prime time to see anything, it'd be right now, because we have clearing ahead of this front, so it's just a really unfortunate situation. But I think if anything materializes, like I mentioned with Jacob on the phone, it'd probably be a nighttime threat, which makes it even a more dangerous situation. And I don't think many of our chasers are planning to stay out at night. But yeah, thank you so much for calling in, Zach. And if anything changes last minute, we'll definitely have you back on, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All righty, thank you.
Yep.
All right, guys, that was both Zach and Jacob of the T.W.I.S.T storm chasing team. And unfortunately, just pretty sloppy situation, just a lot of cloud cover, a lot of things that aren't going our way right now. Now, let's check back down south because we do have a tornado warning just northeast of Oklahoma City, it looks like. In fact, this is headed directly for the Tulsa metropolitan area. We could see an impact within the next half hour, depending on if this stays together or not. But yeah, there is a tornado warning in effect. Let's kind of take a look here and see what's going on with this. The rotation is pretty strong. Western Creek County in northeastern Oklahoma. This is a radar indicated threat, $half sized hail possible. This will include Interstate 44 between mile markers 178 and 200. So again, if you're in this area, seek shelter. Oklahoma tornadoes don't play around. Seek shelter if you can. Let's check back over in Michigan. It looks like the tornado warning was canceled and a severe thunderstorm watch has been put into place for portions of Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. Now, unfortunate situation though, what occurred in Michigan earlier today with that just monster tornado in Union City. And surrounding areas. Unfortunately, it looks like a high school did sustain some damage during school hours. But just kind of looking at this right now, it looks like just a big swath of thunderstorms that are coming through, probably a significant wind threat as we head into the evening hours here. Now, heading back over to our coverage area, though, we're just kind of waiting to see if anything can materialize at all. I know that earlier we were watching the cell kind of south of Crete now, and we're watching it, and it's kind of not. It's just that's kind of the problem we've been having today is we kind of get these little pop-up cells, and they look like they might do something, and then they kind of just fall apart. So it's a really frustrating situation if you're a chaser out there today, but a crazy situation though in Michigan. I was not expecting that at all today. But yeah, we'll just kind of hang out for a little bit and see what happens. Obviously, things can change at any given moment's notice. So we'll keep the stream on for right now and we'll kind of just hang out. But other than that, I'm going to head out and I'll come right back on if anything changes. Hey guys, I just wanted to drop in real quick and thank everybody that has joined today. So far, we've had about 20 viewers, which to me is actually surprising because, I haven't made this stream very public. So to everyone that's new, thank you so much for joining. Obviously, we're kind of just waiting to see if anything materializes today with this weather because unfortunately the environment has kind of just fallen apart in front of our very eyes as we've kind of hoped some cells would pop up and stay together because this environment really is set up for an intense tornado, but unfortunately, as this front moves through, whatever is left behind it, that tornado threat completely diminishes. So, and that's kind of what Ren was saying on the phone earlier. Now, I just really quickly actually wanted to check our storm chaser tracker, which unfortunately I could not find a way to get on the stream. I was having some trouble with that, but right now it looks like Zach is heading south towards St. Joe, Missouri. And then we have JMO and Ren. They are heading westbound towards Wheaton, Kansas. So this is kind of a situation where they're just driving in circles, hoping something will happen. Now, sunset will probably be in the next hour, hour and a half. So if something can maybe spawn up in the next hour, an hour and a half, we might get a chance to see something. But I think most of the chasers we have on today, they're calling it quits at night. They just don't do night chasing, which you can't gamble with your life, like Jacob and Zach said. But yeah, let's check in on the cell just south of Lincoln, though. Obviously, they had a special weather statement issued as it was crossing the border into Nebraska, but unfortunately, it looks like this cell has really just become a blob. Nothing, maybe some small hail, but nothing of concern. As we head back down into Kansas, we do have these clusters of thunderstorms that are making their way northeast. Unfortunately, it really doesn't look like it's materializing in any way or form. We had some clearing earlier in Nebraska City, and unfortunately, with that, it looks like we're already getting just some very disorganized thunderstorms and heavy rain that is just moving northeast. So yeah, unfortunately, none of this has really come to fruition like anybody had hoped. Now let's check back down here in Oklahoma because we have a lot of activity down here. We do have, it looks like, a tornado warning still in effect for the next, I want to say 20 minutes or 17 minutes last we checked. Last I checked, radar indicated. This is going to be near Depew, Oklahoma. This is moving northeast in a northeastern direction at about, I believe it was 35 miles an hour. So something to keep an eye on there as we head into the evening. And breaking news, we just had a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a severe thunderstorm warning just issued in Nebraska. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, this includes Dakin, Nebraska. Okay, this is going to be Saline County. So Dorchester, Fran Crete, you're in this warning. I wouldn't be surprised if Lincoln gets included in this warning later on if it sticks together. Beaver Crossing, Milford, Denton, you're up next if this stays together. So the majority of Saline County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so let's take a look here and see what this is producing. Okay, so this is in effect for the next half hour. This is going to include southwestern Lancaster County. This is going to include southeastern Seward. This is going to include northwestern Jefferson and most of Saline County. This is moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. This is a fast moving storm. 60 mile an hour wind gusts, quarter size hail. Dorchester, 5:30, Western around 5:15. But the tornado watch does remain in effect until 10 o'clock p.m. tonight. I wouldn't be surprised, though, depending on how things go, if they start canceling some counties in Nebraska and Kansas out of this, because I think back here, you got no shot at this point of seeing anything really. But we do now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Saline County, Nebraska, which is just west of Lincoln. So get the word out. If you got family that lives there, I have family that lives in Crete. Get the word out. Make sure that they know. Yeah, but we got Crete now in a severe thunderstorm warning. Will it include Lincoln? We'll see in about the next half hour. We still do have these line of storms in Kansas that are trying to do something, but right now it's just a big blob. Could Lincoln give us a surprise today? We'll find out. I mean, just looking at the velocity, I'm not seeing much right now. I mean, it's definitely rotating, but nothing of huge concern by any means. But we'll keep an eye on this storm and see what it does. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning finally in effect. Let's check back down south. We have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in effect east of Oklahoma City. We still have that tornado warning in effect for the next 13 minutes. That's heading northeast towards the Tulsa area. Will it stay together? We will find out. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect in western Michigan. That includes Allegan and Van Buren counties, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and hail less than an inch in diameter possible. This is moving east at about 40 miles an hour. So be careful if you're out on the shore, out on the lake. Definitely get to a dock, get to the shore. You don't want to be out in that weather out in the lake. We do have also some special marine warnings in effect. So if you're out on the water, definitely and you're on a smaller vessel, I would definitely get back because you don't want to be caught in that. And then just looking here at radar back in our area, we just have this severe thunderstorm warning that was issued just not too long ago, about a few minutes ago. We're very closely watching that to see if that cell materializes, but I don't think it'll be in the right environment to do anything crazy. Switching over to Topeka radar, watching this cluster of storms that are moving northeast towards Washington, Kansas, near the Nebraska-Kansas border. I'm not seeing anything too particularly concerning with this blob of storms. As I said, right now, we have JMO and Ren who are backtracking west right now. Last I checked, they're in Wheaton, Kansas. And then we have Zach who is moving south on I-29 towards St. Joseph. And I did say earlier that he did see some clearing in this area right here around the Missouri River, but unfortunately, that area has become just completely clouded over. So a lot of the clearing that you need right now for these cells to materialize, they're going to be in front of this front here, and you got to get through all that slop first if you're a chaser and trying to see anything. So hopefully they're able to catch something. I really hope for them because they drove all this way. They were pretty excited today, but busts happen. That's just a part of the game. Oh, I'm getting a call. Let's see here. Hello, Jacob. You're live on the air. What's going on? Jacob, are you with us? Just got a call from Jacob. He's trying to call me. Let's see here. Hello, Jacob. You're live on the air.
All right, sounds good. We are currently just getting into the opening. We're getting out of cloud cover, so this way we're able to see what we're working with. So it's not been less extreme now.
Okay. Do you have a approximate location of where you're at in Kansas right now?
Yeah, we just turned on to North 99. We are 14 miles away from Frankfort, Kansas. I forgot what state we were in for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're northbound.
So you're just it looks like you're just southeast of Marysville there. Yeah. So do you guys have a specific target area?
That would be a better question for JMO. I am car number 6 in the line. So
Okay. Yeah, I think
That'd be a good question. Ping him.
Okay. All right, that was Jacob. He just gave us a call to update us on the situation there. It looks like they're finally seeing some clearing. Again, we are keeping an eye on this cell, though, that was just given a severe thunderstorm warning that is moving northeast towards Lincoln right now. Looking at the chat right now, though, we have 2 viewers that are currently watching. I really appreciate that. Happy to have you guys on, of course, as we track this threat into the evening hours. Unfortunately, there is just not a lot going on south into Kansas right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the convoy turns back into Nebraska, because I think southeast Nebraska and southwest Iowa still could surprise today. There is some faint rotation with this Kruse cell, though. Just looking at the wind velocity here, which you may not be able to see on your guys' end, but on my end, it does look like that a viewer did mention to me that there is some faint rotation that is heading northeast. Lincoln very well could be put in this warning any given moment's notice, so we'll have to take a look at that. But let's go ahead and try to give Red and JMO a call. Let's see if we can get them on the air and get an update from them. Hi, Ren. It's DJ. I just wanted to see if you could give the viewers an update. Because I just got a call from Jacob. He said that you guys are finally seeing some clearing. So
we see the sun.
So are you guys? Do you guys have a specific target area quite yet, or not really?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I'm keeping a close eye on this cell west of Lincoln. I'm not super confident in it, but anything could happen. So I'm keeping a very close eye on it.
I'm scared if it heads into Lincoln, because right now where it's at, I think it's not in the. Is it in the tornado watch area?
No, it's in Saline County. So
okay.
So
is it gonna go back in?
Yeah.
Because that's I don't know if the elements are there for what it means.
I don't know. Lincoln is included in the tornado watch. That front already did pass through, so you would think, well, the tornado threat would practically be zero, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
But the cell will be in Lancaster County at some point here. I'm keeping a pretty close eye on it. There is some faint rotation with it, but again, I'm not seeing anything super concerning. I think it's just going to kind of fizzle out as it heads towards Wahoo. But that's good. You guys are finally seeing some clearing. It's just
we literally just broke out of the clouds, and we're seeing the tops of some of those storms we've been looking at on radar. And the sunlight has definitely, at least, I don't know about JMO, it's lifted my mood. Lifted both of our moods.
Let's hope maybe something can spawn up here. I'm looking at this big blob out towards Minneapolis and Bennington, west of Manhattan, pretty far from where you guys are. But I'm just taking a look at that, and I'm like, that's all we're getting. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So,
I'm hoping that those storms kind of condense. I guess the rain. I don't really want to call it a storm. It's kind of not really doing anything. I'm hoping that those at least condense somehow. But for now,
yeah.
We've got clear skies, blue. I can see the sun. So
I do have a live cam up on the stream right now of Northwest Missouri State in Maryville. So Maryville has been an interest point for me today, but I don't know if it will be anymore. But Zach right now, last I heard from him, he's still heading south on I-29. In fact, I don't think he's too far from St. Joe. I'll have to double check and see if he's crossing back into Nebraska or not. But hey, appreciate you taking the call, and of course, give you a call back if anything happens. So
yeah, of course.
Alrighty, we'll see ya.
maybe we'll get hit with some storms on the back end of this.
Hey, anything's possible. Gotta hope.
Gotta hope. Okay.
Alrighty, we'll see ya.
Talk to you later.
All right, so that was Ren from T.W.I.S.T. She is currently in that 6-car convoy heading towards Frankfort, Kansas. Now, we just got a new mesoscale discussion. This is for eastern Kansas and western Missouri, and I'm trying to get something pulled up here for y'all to, man, that because that just popped on my screen. That is, give me 1 second here. Holy crap. So yeah, we have 2 mesoscale discussions now that are in effect. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with these. Now, that one in right here, we're talking this area right here, eastern Kansas, western Missouri. That's kind of an area of interest right now that I am really, really looking at as well for possible development. So let's go ahead and take a look here and see what they're talking about. So come on now. Don't be difficult with me. Let's load. Yeah, guys, sorry, I'm having some trouble getting this all pulled up here the way I want it to. There we go. Okay. So they put out a new discussion. They said that convective coverage is expected to gradually increase over the next couple of hours, which with early stages of additional thunderstorm development noted along a surging cold front. The overall severe threat will likely increase heading into early evening hours. So let's go ahead and get this information over to the T.W.I.S.T chat because I think this would be very helpful for them to know. I would say that's a pretty, let's see here, get that over to JMO and Renee as get that over to ASAP. Okay, so we got that covered, and then so what they're discussing, what they're discussing really here is they're just saying, well, we haven't had much development right now, but we do expect it to kind of pick up as we head into the evening hours. And then looking at this new mesoscale discussion, so this is for southeastern Kansas into western and central Missouri. They're saying a watch is possible. Timing's uncertain. I think timing is very uncertain, but a watch may eventually be needed. They're just kind of thinking maybe a severe thunderstorm watch, it looks like. A couple tornadoes, of course, are still possible, but this discussion includes like Joplin, Kansas City, Clinton, Nevada, that area of Missouri. So, of course, we could still see something there as we head into the evening hours. Now, this tornado watch, I'm surprised they're keeping, to be honest, because we really haven't seen things materialize the way that they need to. But I guess as we head into the evening hours, things could definitely change. But yeah, guys, we're kind of just hanging out. It might just be kind of one of those sit and wait games as we kind of head into the evening here. This could get very interesting for sure. We've had a few people actually join today. We've had 22 people join today. Not too bad. Not too bad. Large tornado on the ground southwest of Tulsa per max velocity. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, does look like a pretty good-sized tornado could be on the ground right now just southwest of Tulsa. Yeah, look how tight that rotation is. You can't see the wind velocity on your guys' end, but man, that is a highly concerning situation. The Tulsa metro area very well could be under the gun for the a tornado warning. So we need to take a look at that. Let's take a look here and see what we can find, because max velocity is saying that there is a tornado on the ground just southwest of Tulsa. And you can see some debris. Storm Runner Stream has a tornado on the ground north of Bristol, Oklahoma. I think they meant Bristow, but I know what they mean. So yeah, that area right there of Oklahoma. I mean, this is pretty bad situation if you're there. So if you're in this area right here, southwest of Tulsa, please get to shelter. And Tulsa, I'd keep your head up, because it looks like you could be in a tornado warning any given moment's notice. Now let's head back up to our coverage area. It looks like they did issue a severe weather statement. And that looks like for Minneapolis, Kansas, Miltonville, Glasgow. These areas of Kansas are under a special weather statement. Just small hail, winds up to 40 miles an hour. Nothing too concerning. As Ren mentioned earlier, it does look like that there's a possibility that could condense, but small chance of that at this point. The severe thunderstorm warning has expired for Saline County. Unfortunately, that storm has just weakened entirely because, again, it's in a very poor environment for any kind of genesis or development. But yeah, heading back down to Kansas here, it looks like just that big blob right now. But in the next couple of hours, we could see some pop-up cells as we head into the evening. But again, if you are in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I would definitely keep your head up, because this tornado is moving fast and it is on the ground. And it could miss Tulsa by a hair if it stays together. But it looks like we definitely have a tornado on the ground north of Bristow, Oklahoma, and just south of Lawrence Creek. And I mean, this is headed directly for Lotsie, Oklahoma. Sperry's right in the path. So if you're in this area, you definitely need to get to shelter as soon as you can. But yeah, just looping the Omaha radar right now. Nothing much to see there. We're kind of switching a lot between Omaha and Topeka. But yeah, there is a pretty good sized tornado on the ground right now, just southwest of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's see. So let's get an update real quick though on where everybody is at. Let's check our tracker real quick, because I think it would be helpful to know where everybody's at right now. So it looks like Zach is still in Missouri. He's headed, it looks like, northbound now on I-29. I think he is heading back into Iowa or Nebraska. And then it looks like JMO and Ren are still in Frankfort, Kansas as we speak. And same with Jacob. They're all in Frankfort, Kansas right now. We'll kind of have to see where they end up going. I am very interested to know where Zach is planning on going, though. We might have to give him a call. But hey, looking at the Maryville cam right now, it looks like we do have some rain. So let's go ahead and get our radar pulled up for Maryville just really quick here. I think Omaha is going to be your best radar for Maryville, but yeah, it looks like there is some rain going on there right now. Nothing, of course, too concerning, but Maryville was an area of interest I was interested in today. Looking at the Manhattan cam, we actually are seeing a little bit of clearing there on the weather cam, but I might be a little too late for that, but maybe not. We'll have to see. But it does look like the sky is starting to clear up a little bit there. You can see some blue up in the sky there. Yeah, unfortunately, Jama was not able to join us today, but we do have him for a call-in. But yeah, that's kind of the situation right now. I'm highly, highly intrigued by this tornado-warned storm right now in Oklahoma. Obviously concerning, very concerning. And as you can see, there's a tornado report there. This is an observed tornado warning that's in effect for the next 52 minutes. This is for Central Creek County in northeastern Oklahoma and west central Tulsa County in northeastern Oklahoma. This is moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground, reported by the public and spotters. Okay. Tulsa is included in this warning. West Tulsa is included in this warning. This includes Interstate 44 between mile markers 190 and 218. So if you're on Interstate 44 right now, you need to get to shelter. This is a damaging tornado confirmed on the ground. So do not park under an overpass. If you park under an overpass, you will die. If that tornado hits you, you are guaranteed death. I promise you. Just get to a shelter or lie flat in a ditch with your head over or with your hands over your head. But this is moving northeast fast, and I think it's going to miss the Tulsa metro, but I do think it could clip West Tulsa or the northwest Tulsa area. But Sand Springs, Turley, Sperry, you're in the path of this tornado if it stays together. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, though, in effect in Oklahoma. But let's head back up to our coverage area here. We will keep an eye on that tornado. Obviously, not much going on here, unfortunately, for us. This is just a very quiet situation. Obviously, we have some little pop-up cells here, I guess, in kind of towards Columbus. It looks like Crete, the Crete cell just kind of fell apart. And then looking at Nebraska City, just kind of some showers, really. Nothing crazy. But other than that, I mean, it looks like they canceled a couple counties out of the warning there. But right now, we're kind of hanging out, seeing what happens. We're keeping an eye on our trackers. We're keeping an eye on the radar. Still in a tornado watch. This whole area right here. Tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock p.m. I don't think I'll be on that late tonight. I have work in the morning, but definitely an area to watch as we head into the evening because things can definitely change. This watch does include Des Moines. This does include Lincoln. This does not include Omaha, but this does include Council Bluffs. So Cass County, Otoe County, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Auburn, Falls City, Beatrice, all still under a tornado watch. Maryville, Missouri, tornado watch. It's definitely an area we're still interested in. Manhattan, Kansas, also still under a tornado watch. That's still an area we're also interested in at the moment. So we are kind of just keeping an eye on things to see if they can materialize or not. But it does look like that in Oklahoma, we do have a damaging tornado on the ground that is heading northeast, and it might just miss Tulsa. But I would keep your head up still if you're in Tulsa. But I think here in the next few minutes, I'm going to probably leave the stream on, and I'll leave the stream on, but I'm probably going to put myself on mute and kind of just wait for things to materialize and see how they go. Pretty quiet day so far, though. Dare I say, but it has been very quiet. I mean, we can't lie about that. We can't. But yeah, here in the next 5 minutes, probably I'll give it a break, and we'll come back on if anything happens. If I'm not able to come back on or something happens, I will keep this stream up for everybody to view. So it's not going to go anywhere. We will have the live cams up and everything. Unfortunately, JMO is not going to be able to join us today, but he needed to use his drone, which I think is a safer bet. He's got to make sure the path is clear before he goes anywhere. So I understand. But let's do one last check of our Storm Chaser tracker. So Ren and JMO are still hanging out in Frankfort, Kansas, which is just south of the Nebraska border, kind of southeast-ish of Beatrice. And then Zach has just crossed the border back into Iowa as we speak. I'm tracking him right now. He's headed right back to Iowa. He just crossed the border back into Iowa. And then looks like Jacob is also in Frankfort, Kansas. So everybody's just kind of sitting and waiting to see what happens. I think most people are going to, unfortunately, have to head back once the sun sets. Obviously, kind of disappointing if you're them. You want something to happen. So just take a look here at the radar in Tulsa. Still under a tornado warning. And it's still tagged observed. And when we look at our velocity, still a pretty tight couplet right there. And that's still together, and it's headed right for Tulsa. So if you're in Tulsa, I would really think about maybe heading to the basement because this thing is still sticking together. Okay. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay. So this is going to be in Iowa, southwest Iowa. Okay. This includes Red Oak. Let's go ahead and zoom in and take a look here. This is going to be just north of Essex. This includes Elliott, Red Oak. Very familiar with this area of Iowa. It could be in effect for the next 45 minutes. This is going to be for 60-mile-an-hour winds and an inch-sized hail. This is moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Radar indicated. So Red Oak, in about the next 15 minutes, you'll see some action. But again, tornado watch is still in effect until 10 o'clock. So do not let your guard down for right now. But you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 45 minutes. But other than that, guys, I think that's all I have for at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and leave the Omaha radar loop on for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and go on mute. I think that we kind of understand at this point what we're expecting and what's going to happen if anything does. So we will go ahead and come back with call-ins a little bit later this evening.